Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Chris Abbott, but all my friends just call me Abbo. So in this video, we're gonna be walking you through a 7-part framework that you can use in order to grow your church. I will introduce you to a church of 80 people that went from 80 to 150 in only 6 months using this framework. And we'll answer the question, how to use social media to grow your church, coming up. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back. Now, make sure you stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to be walking you through the framework here to start, and then at the end of the video, I'll tell you my 2 favorite Facebook ad campaigns to run within this framework. So let's dive in. Okay, now I've helped hundreds of churches use this exact framework to grow, and it works really, really well. In fact, a friend of mine in Michigan actually used 2 different campaigns in order to grow his church in about 6 months. So he was running about 80 people when he first started. Using the first campaign, they grew from 80 to 100 in about 2 months, right? So healthy, sustainable church growth, nothing crazy. But then they went from 100 to 150 in only 4 months. So let's get started, and we'll walk you step by step through the 7-part framework. All right, number 1, Facebook ads. Now, if you've been watching the channel for any amount of time, you've probably heard me talk about this a ton, right? But that's because this is the single best way to get the word out about your church, right? There's 2.7 billion people on Facebook, 1.8 billion log in every single day, and the average person spends 38 minutes per day on Facebook, right? Now, that's on average. That means some people spend hours on Facebook, right? And so it's never been this cheap and this effective to be able to reach every single person in your city, right? In the past, right, the old school ways is we use like direct mail or maybe newspaper, or maybe you'd run billboards or even TV commercials or radio commercials, but all of those methods are simply outdated and quite honestly ineffective when compared with Facebook ads. Now, here's the deal. I think there's only about an 18 to 24 month window until the cost of Facebook ads starts to go up and the effectiveness starts to go down. And the reason for that is because Facebook's newsfeed is an auction, right? So there's only so much real estate in the newsfeed. And Facebook actually has this down to a science. They know how many ads they can show you before you'll get frustrated and then just leave the platform, right? So because they're not making more real estate inside of the newsfeed and because they can only allow a certain amount of ads per person, what happens is the more people who are in that pool who are basically paying for that real estate, it drives the cost of ads up, right? And so right now you can still run Facebook ads for really, really cheap, and it's absolutely incredible. But what I believe is going to happen over the next 18 to 24 months is as a lot of the big brands like McDonald's and Coca-Cola and Nike, right, as they start to turn their ad dollars and take them from TV and radio and they start to put those into Facebook ads, what's going to happen is those guys are going to take their billion-dollar marketing budgets and they're going to throw them into social media, and it's going to drive the cost up, right? So I believe that right now it's still kind of the Wild West a little bit on Facebook, right? Like you still have kind of this land grab for attention when you're talking about Facebook ads. So we actually have an advantage as the local church in order to do this. And again, I think all of us are going to regret not going all in on Facebook ads right now, because in the next year and a half, 2 years, we're going to see those costs go up. We're going to go, why didn't we spend all of our money back in the heyday of Facebook ads when we had a chance to reach every single person within driving distance of our church for pennies on the dollar? Okay, so step number 1 is run a targeted Facebook ad to everyone within driving distance of your church. All right, step number 2, Facebook Messenger. So when you set up your Facebook ad, instead of trying to set up a traffic ad or an engagement ad, what you want to do is you actually want to run a Facebook ad for messages, and you want to send them into Facebook Messenger. Okay, so now you have all of those people that are going from your Facebook ad into Facebook Messenger, and now you can have a one-on-one conversation with them, right? This is an incredible way to be able to have a personal relationship, to be able to build relationship equity and leadership equity, and have a one-on-one ministry conversation online, but inside of Facebook Messenger. So this way, people can actually have conversations with you. They can ask you to pray for them, right? Like you can literally have a back and forth dialogue, and all of it's online, and it's not completely anonymous, but it does lower the barrier of entry because it's all inside of Facebook Messenger. All right, step number 3 is chatbots. Now, I know chatbots sound a little bit intimidating, but the bottom line is they're basically just like automated text messages that live inside of Facebook, right? So basically, depending on how somebody responds or how they ask a question, Facebook will then send them a predetermined response that you write. Right? So chatbots is kind of a fancy word, but it's basically just a text message that lives inside of Facebook. The best part about this is because all of these responses are automated, this allows you to scale and reach a lot more people, right? Think about it. If you had 10 or 15 or 20 people per day who are reaching out and clicking on your Facebook ad, going into Facebook Messenger and reaching out to you, it'd be really hard to scale that. You'd basically spend your entire day talking with people on Facebook, inviting them to church, right? Which, as awesome as that would be, we also have stuff we actually have to get done. So a chatbot is a great way to actually interact interact with them right away, right? To send them predetermined responses that you've already created inside of your chatbot, and then invite them to church. And again, it's all completely automated. So chatbots are phenomenal. My personal favorite platform for this is ManyChat. You can actually click on the link in the description below and you can try it out. They have a free version, so you can literally try it out for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Or they have the pro version, which is my personal favorite, which is only 15 bucks a month, right? So whether you go with the free version or the pro version, this is a great way to get started. And they've got a ton of tutorials in there so they can show you how to create a chatbot in just a couple of minutes. It's awesome and it's really, really effective. I believe this is the future of ministry, right? I believe that over the next couple of years, more and more churches are going to use chatbots and they're going to realize how to harness the power of chatbots, and it's going to blow your mind. So we've actually helped hundreds of churches use chatbots. Recently, we had a church of 15 that went from 15 to 50 in only 2 months using chatbots. We had a church of 60 that went to 110 in only 3 months using chatbots. And we also had a church of 130 that went from 130 to 200 using chatbots, right? In only about 3 months. So imagine if your church is stuck or if you're just having trouble getting the word out and inviting people to church, right? This framework is a great way to do it. And using chatbots, even though it's a little bit intimidating to kind of dive in, you can probably teach yourself how to build a chatbot in about 30 minutes using ManyChat's tutorials. And then now you have a phenomenal asset and a tool to be able to reach more people for Jesus. All right, step number 4, plan your visit. Now, plan your visit is just simply giving someone the option of scheduling an appointment to visit your church on Sunday, right? The advantage of this is that if somebody goes in and they fill out their name, email, and phone number, and they basically schedule an appointment for this Sunday, well, now you can actually connect with them before they get there. So either you or a friendly person from your church can reach out via a phone call or a text message, right? And you can just reach out and just say, hey, John, what's up? This is Pastor Chris. Man, I saw that you plan to visit for this Sunday. I just wanted to reach out and answer any questions you might have about where to park or what to wear. So I tell you what, just give me a shout back and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Looking forward to connecting with you. Right now, more than likely, that's the message you're going to leave because most people aren't going to answer the call of a phone number they don't understand. That's totally cool, right? Give them a call. Just say something like the little script I just said, and then you want to send a text message that says the exact same thing, right? The cool part about this is now, if they like talking on the phone, they'll call you back. If they like texting on the phone, they'll text you back. And if you're worried about being able to communicate with people and them, having your phone number or something like that, not wanting to give out your phone number, no problem. You can use a really cool solution like Text in Church, and they'll actually assign your church a number, and then every time you call and text, it'll actually come from that Text in Church number, which means you can answer it through the app without having to give out your personal phone number. And if you want to try out Text in Church absolutely free, you can just click on the link in the description below, and you can actually get 90 days of Text in Church absolutely free, so you can try it before you buy it. Okay, so before I get to the last 3 parts of the framework, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We put out brand new videos every single day, 5 days a week, and if you subscribe and hit that little bell notification, then you'll get notified every single time we drop a new video. All right, so step number 5 is the hosted visit. So now that you have people signing up for Plan Your Visit, you're connecting with them beforehand, the best thing to do is to assign a friendly host to show them around on Sunday. And this is pretty simple, right? Don't overthink this. Don't think that you need to go train a Plan Your Visit team and all these new hosts, right? This is actually really, really easy. And the best way to do this is ready, fire, aim, right? So you'll learn way more about just launching that this Sunday and then getting feedback from some of the hosts who hosted a Plan Your Visit than you will trying to guess what this should look like and plan for the next couple of months, right? Plus, and I'm not kidding you when I say this, I've helped thousands of churches launch Plan Your Visit, and the ones who wait a long time and try to train are the ones who never actually launch. But the ones who just say, hey, we're going to take imperfect action now and launch this Sunday are the ones who end up crushing it and growing their church. I promise. I've seen it over and over and over. So launch Plan Your Visit, launch it this Sunday, and just find some friendly people. We call them our people. Right? These are the people that have never met a stranger, right? They're just happy and smiley and bubbly all the time, right? Just grab them, ask them if they'd like to be part of a brand new ministry and hosting new families once or twice a month whenever they sign up for Plan Your Visit. If they love people and they're outgoing and they're extroverted, they're going to absolutely love this, and it's really, really going to feed them. In fact, when we started doing this at my church, we had a girl who came through, right? A millennial. She came in, she planned a visit. She was going through the Sunday morning visit, and she liked it so much, she literally turned to her Plan Your Visit host and just said, hey, I love this. Not only do I want to make this my church, not only do I want to join the church today, but I want to start doing what you do. Can I start hosting Plan Your Visits? Right? So literally, we have membership class every Sunday after our 11 o'clock service. So she went and joined the church that Sunday, and the very next Sunday, she was on the Plan Your Visit team and was hosting new visitors. That's proof. You don't have to train people or anything. People who are naturally friendly know exactly what to do when they take care of people. Right? But here's a couple of things that you might just want to make sure that they do. Make sure that that they meet them at the front door, that they help them get their kids checked in if they have kids. Make sure they give them a tour of the property or tour of the building, or even if it's a small building, at least show them where the kids ministry is, where the bathrooms are, those types of things, right? Save seats for them in service. Sit with them during service. A lot of times we think that people want to sit by themselves in service because that's what happens, but that's not the case. Nobody wants to sit by themselves. It's always great to have a friendly person sitting with you, and just make sure they introduce that visitor to some key staff and leaders. And then finally, you want to make sure that they meet you, which leads me to my next point, number 6, meet the pastor. Okay, so 80% of people who meet the pastor on the first visit will come back for a second visit. 80%. So if you have 10 visitors that come in, 8 of them will come back if they just meet the pastor on the very first visit. So no matter what happens during the rest of the hosted visit, you need to make sure that they meet you, right? So there's a couple of different ways you can do this. Number 1, you could put this on your plan your visit host. Just make sure they have a chance to meet you. You could also have a guest center and have some volunteers who make sure to lead people from the guest center to meet you. But one of the best ways I've seen is actually just to have some type of a scheduled thing right after church. So maybe it's, hey, if you're new here, I would love to connect with you and love to meet you for the very first time. So meet me right down here, down in front of the stage. I'd love to connect with you, hear a little bit more about your story, shake your hand, hug your neck. Right now, you've just got a little bit of a plan, and you're inviting people that are new or have just started coming to come up and meet you. And then I've seen some churches, especially larger churches, who might have like a pizza with the pastor or a lunch with the pastor or something like that after service. Where you can just say, hey, if you're new or you've been coming a little bit, or if you recently started coming and you just want to get a little more plugged in, man, I want to invite you to a pizza with the pastor. Man, we've got childcare provided. We're going to do this about 15 minutes after service ends. We're going to meet over in the North Sanctuary, or hey, we're going to meet over in the fellowship hall, right? And we're going to have some pizza, and you guys are going to have a chance to get to know me. I'm going to have a chance to kind of get to know you. So come hang out, right? Whatever it is, just make sure that they are meeting you as the pastor on their very first time, however you set it up, because 80% of people who meet you on the first visit will come back for a second visit. All right. And finally, number 7, the Monday morning selfie video. Now, this is one of my personal favorites because it creates so much relationship equity, and it's such an incredible personal touch. All you want to do is basically on Monday morning, after the Sunday that you had some visitors, you simply want to create a personalized selfie video on your smartphone, and then you're going to text that to all of the people that came the Sunday before. So if you had 5 visitors, you're going to make 5 videos. This is only going to take you about 30 seconds per video, so it doesn't take a lot of time, but I'm telling you, it means so much to people. They will be blown away. Okay, so all you want to do is just grab your phone and say, hey, John and Sandy, Pastor Chris here. Hey, I just wanted to thank you so much for coming to church yesterday. Man, I hope you had a great time. I know I had a great time getting a chance to know you guys a little bit after service. And man, I hope, little Johnny and Sally had a great time back in our kids ministry. I just wanted to invite you back next Sunday. We're doing it again, same time, same place, 10 o'clock. Can you make it? Boom, and end the video, right? By ending it with a question, you're going to open up a loop in their brain. They're going to feel on the hook to respond. They're going to be blown away that you created a customized video for them, that you used their names. If they had kids, you used their kids' names, and then you invited them back next Sunday, right? So if they say, hey, yeah, Pastor Chris, we would love to come back this Sunday. Now they just promised a pastor they're coming back to church, and you're going to have the opportunity to have them 2 Sundays in a row, which makes it a really, really good chance that they're going to end up joining your church. Okay, so at the beginning of this video, I promised to share my 2 favorite Facebook campaigns that you can run with this framework. Right? The first one is a prayer request campaign. Right? Just running something that says like, how can I pray for you? Or how can we pray for you? And then running that into Facebook Messenger to kick off the chatbot. The second is a purpose ad, right? So a find your purpose or discover your purpose campaign. Those are my 2 favorite campaigns. Asking people how you're going to pray for them is actually going to reach everyone on the bottom 3 levels of the pyramid. People that have health needs, safety needs, financial needs, relationship needs, right? But then when you run the purpose ad, now you're going to reach everyone on the top 2 levels of the pyramid. These are people who are looking for self-actualization. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves, right? They want to be part of a movement, and they want to make sure that they're waking up every single day and making a difference in the world. These 2 campaigns are phenomenal, and it's a great way to reach all 5 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, so if you like this video, if you found it valuable and you'd like to learn more frameworks and strategies to grow your church like this, I recommend checking out the Church Marketers Facebook group on Facebook. So I'm one of the moderators in there, along with Ryan Wakefield and all of the CMU team, and we're constantly posting videos and free resources and all types of things that are going to help you grow your church, and it's all completely free. So go to Facebook and type in Church Marketers and look for the Facebook group, or simply click on the link in the description below. We'll see you in the group.